Alright, it is time to talk about Metroid Prime 4 and my first impressions with the game so far. You guys know that I've been very critical of Metroid Prime 4 in the past several months, ever since we've been seeing gameplay trailers of it. I've been expressing a lot of disappointment in what I've been seeing and the lack of, multiplayer and content like that in the game. So, of course, the game came out, doesn't have any multiplayer, doesn't have any other in-game content besides just the regular story mode. Now, with all that being said, I have been having a great time playing the game so far. It's been really fun. I just got to the part where you finally get to ride the Viola motorcycle. You unlock the Viola Samus suit in order to do that, and then you drive. You drive to one tower. You unlock. You unlock the energy for that tower or whatever. Like you have to do something to get lightning to you. It's like you got to power on some generator or whatever, and lightning bolts start hitting it, and that brings power into the tower, and then it becomes alive again. It starts manufacturing motorcycles, cool stuff like that. So I got to that part, and then the part where you fight this, like, okay, I'm about to say some spoilers if you hadn't played the game yet right now, so probably click out right now. But I got to the part where you fight who appears to be Silex, but it's really just one of his cyborgs just disguising as himself. But it was a really cool boss battle, to say the least. Thought they made Silex look really cool in the game. By the way, I did get the Silex amiibo, and I got the Viola amiibo as well. And whenever you scan the Silex amiibo, I wish it would do more, but what it does do is it pretty much gives you like all of these different lines from Silex himself, and boy does that guy have a freaking badass voice. I love the voice that Silex has.
I've got you right where I want you, Samus. There is nowhere to run. This will be your last mission.
He sounds like the type of dude that murdered Master Chief and Darth Vader or something. He just sounds like that guy. He sounds like just this very, just very scary sci-fi guy, this scary bounty hunter who's capable of just killing anybody. He sounds very dark. He's got a lot of aura to him. Let's just say that. Really cool character. Love the voice. You should definitely get the Silex amiibo if you want to hear what he sounds like. Highly recommend that. So yeah, Silex, very cool character. Thankfully, he's a guy. At least he should be. He should be a guy. There's no way he's a woman by the sound of his voice. It would be so freaking stupid if he ends up being revealed to be a woman, but I don't think that's going to happen. I think he will be a dude. So yeah, it was really fun. It was a fun boss fight after fighting him, or fighting the cyborg that basically just, was disguising as him. After that, I made it to another big boss fight that was so difficult and so hard. I lost 3 times to it, and I had to stop and play a different game just to let my brain recharge on that. I don't know about you guys, but sometimes if you're having a hard time figuring something out, you take a long break from it, you come back, and you're able to perform much better. That's kind of like how the human brain works, You got to let the human brain adapt to it, and then you come back and you're able to conquer that challenge. That's what happened with the final boss in Metroid Dread, that giant, evil bird dude who apparently created Samus Aran. You fight that dude at the end, and it's insanely difficult. He just destroys you within seconds. And I was like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to ever beat this guy. But then after, recharging my mind, and then getting back to it like a few days later, I did a lot better, and it took me like maybe 10 tries to finally beat him. So that was a really epic boss battle, and I have a feeling that the boss battle against Silex himself is going to be really good. It's going to be an epic one. So far, the game's really good. I love the atmosphere. I love the suspense that that they add to it. There's some good sci-fi suspense to the game. It looks beautiful, of course. The level designs are great so far, really good. If you enjoyed Metroid Prime, just the original Metroid Prime, yeah, this is definitely a game you will absolutely love and enjoy. It does everything great. Pretty much does everything that Metroid Prime did, just a little bit better, a little bit better. So I'm enjoying it so far. The motorcycle stuff is really fun. Love riding that motorcycle. Just got to get past this one boss battle first. The boss battles so far have been great. Can't complain at all. There has been some really awesome boss battles, and I'm only about maybe 4 hours into the game, and already the boss battles have been great. There's quite a bit of boss battles to begin with, like a good handful of boss fights in this game, and they're really good. They're all really fun. What else can I say about this game? One thing that I was, I guess, happy about is how hard the enemies could be sometimes. So those alien monsters with the freaking weird mouths. It looks like they have like 4 mouths or whatever, or something that looks very tentacle looking. I'm sure y'all know which one I'm talking about, but those things, I mean, they're not by themselves, they're not that hard, but they did a good job of having just hordes of them come at you at once, and they do quite a bit of damage to you. So that was actually cool, because it kind of did, in a way, it was almost like they improved on making these, enemy battles more intense. And it almost feels like playing a Doom game where there's hordes of monsters coming at you, hordes of demons, whatever, and you're having to gun them down. I will say, shooting them, I do hate the fact that you don't get that, that feedback or whatever, that satisfying feedback of shooting and killing enemies. It kind of like in GoldenEye or Perfect Dark, when you shoot someone, it's like you could feel and hear the impact of the bullet hitting them just by the way they react to it, the sound, and even by the vibration in the controller. Like, you shooting enemies in this game, it's like you're shooting through air. That's one thing I really hate. I hate how it feels like you're just shooting air most of the time. Don't like that at all. They could have done a lot better when it comes to that. I would like to have that, that feedback, that satisfying feedback whenever you land a blow or a shot on somebody, similar to like Kirby Air Riders. Anyone who plays Kirby Air Riders or Super Smash Bros, you punch somebody and boy is it satisfying. Sometimes you get that dramatic effect whenever you hit them with a very hard attack, and it causes that split second of a pause to happen right before they fly off the screen. Stuff like that, they need to do a little bit better with that. Another perfect example would be the Breath of the Wild. Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, and how hitting monsters in that game, you get that really satisfying feedback when you hit them, and when you hit them with like a really hard hammer or something, it sends them flying away. It's the physics or whatever of that game is great. I wish the physics were similar in this game as well. Sometimes if you shoot a missile at them, it'll send them flying off a bridge or something. So that's a little bit cool. But other than that, just shooting them with the beam, it's a bit boring, just because it's like you're shooting through air in a way. I will say the psychic ability and how you can control the projectiles or whatever. At first I laughed at that, because I was like, okay, this is stupid, because the enemies are going to be weak and lame anyways. But there are enemies that get pretty hard and pretty intense, like the cyborgs that fly around, and some of them could teleport like 50 feet behind you or something. That psychic ability definitely comes to use in those situations. It comes to use in boss battles as well. So I think they did a pretty good job with that. That a psychic ability alone. Now I'm still hoping there's going to be other cooler psychic abilities or uses for that ability the further I get into the game, that is. But right now I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying the game. It's a fun game, beautiful game. I like the story, the mystery, the lore, the suspense. They're doing a really good job. They've done a really good job. They do a good job of making this like a rather horrifying world to explore. It's beautiful, but at the same time, there's some serious threats way ahead of you that you got to be wary of. So pretty much those are my thoughts so far. As far as things that disappoint me, I kind of named them already. The Silex amiibo would have been so much cooler if you can scan it and play as Silex himself, or unlock an additional story mode where you play as Silex. That would have been freaking awesome. But no, it's just to hear his voice and hear what he sounds like, and it does sound epic. So I highly recommend you get the amiibo just for that. A lot of dumbasses cried about that too, cried about the amiibos or whatever, just more fake outrage or whatever. Let me just say this. All of the things that people were bitching about when it comes to this video game, you're not going to hear me bitch about at all, because they are stupid ass complaints. They are not genuine complaints. This is how you know most of the people complaining about the game are not even Metroid fans. They're just these stupid asses that don't like Nintendo, and they always want to give Nintendo, you know, bad scores if they can, or they always want to find any opportunity to bring a game down, no matter how great that game is. Because here's the thing, if these were true Metroid fans, they would be complaining about the lack of in-game content, they would be complaining about the lack of multiplayer, they would be complaining about so much other things like that that actually matter, not fucking crying about the damn NPCs. Not crying and bitching about the fact that you got this Miles McKenzie character who's not even, you can't even really say he's annoying because he's like barely there. Even when he's with you, the dude's dialogue is not that bad, or it's not even that noticeable. It's so easy to ignore that guy because he has barely anything to even say. His dialogue is so, you know, small in the grand scheme of things. It's not even worth bitching about. But of course, you got all these stupid asses who are just like, oh yeah, he was very annoying, you know. As a Metroid fan, this was so annoying. This ruined the immersion. Shut the fuck up. He's only with you for maybe 5 minutes of the game. At least for me so far, he's only been around for just briefly. You know, he has not been, you know, much. He has not been that significant to the game at all. So, can't wait to find the other NPCs, by the way. Can't wait to rescue the rest of these people and whatnot. I think Retro Studios went the right direction by doing this, by making the world of Metroid feel more alive and not just feeling like another freaking isolated universe where Samus Aran is like the only person who exists. Look, I love the other Metroid video games, okay? I love Metroid Fusion, Metroid Prime 1, I beat that. Metroid Dread, definitely one of the best Metroid games ever made. I beat that one. This is probably going to be the third Metroid game that I beat, hopefully. And, well, more than likely, because it's only 15 hours from what I am hearing. I love the isolated moments, I love all of that, but it can't just be the game is 100% you being alone all by yourself. I just find that so stupid, and it makes the game feel more boring because it just takes away from the lore. It takes away from the lore. I mean, Samus Aran, she's a bounty hunter working for the Federation, and yet where the hell are they? You know, it doesn't make any sense. They're just like not around. Like, yeah, we're gonna send Samus Aran out here, she's our best bounty hunter, we're gonna send her all by herself to this giant alien planet that is full of threats and hazards. And there's not going to be a single Federation trooper out there. There's not going to be any Federation troopers, no armies. There's not going to be a base out there, nothing. Like, that's such a stupid, played out concept. Yes, I get it. Her being alone, it makes it more fun, but it's also it's getting played out, and at the same time, it shouldn't be the whole entire game. It shouldn't be that way. It should be like, you know, there should be moments where you run into other Federation troopers. And it can't just be, oh, you run into a Federation trooper just for him to die seconds later. That is so freaking gay. I'm so glad they're not doing that anymore. That shit was stupid as hell. Apparently they did a lot of that in Metroid Prime 3. That kind of makes me not even want to bother with that game, but I still want to play the other Metroid games and beat them. I'm just sick and tired of this garbage where it's like, everybody is a complete weakling and loser, and they just die, and that's it. You're all by yourself. That shit in video games really gets on my nerves. It really does. Because again, I just hate the world feeling dead and empty. It makes the world feel very fake. like you're not even in a real world, you're in a simulated world, like you're in the Matrix or something, and everyone who's supposed to be on your team is just dead automatically, and it's just you. It's that shit's dumb. They definitely need to move on from that, and I think they're going the right direction. So most of the things that people are complaining about when it comes to this game have been bullshit complaints. It's just fake pretendo complaints. That's all it is. You can't take most of these seriously at all whatsoever. So far I'm liking this game a lot. They did a great job with the voice acting. I will say, in regards to voice acting, the fact that Samus Aran is a mute, that is so freaking stupid to me. That is definitely something that is fucking dumb as hell. I am sick and tired of characters that we love being just mutes. You know? Link not talking, that's very freaking annoying. Get the damn dude a voice actor already. I don't, you know, they act like it's because, you know, people are going to be upset because, oh, I wanted Link to sound like this, or no. Don't give Link a voice because, you know, we may not like it. Screw those people, to be honest. They're just stupid. And it's the same with Samus Aran. It's like, what? We've had her talk in Metroid Prime Other M. I don't care about the dipshit losers who hate on that game. That game is not that bad, and it's not meant to be like a traditional Metroid game. But regardless, they should give her some type of voice. It can't just be her acting like a freaking robot. Just because she looks like a robot doesn't mean she's got to act like one. That's one thing that just annoys me a little bit. Now, they can make her dialogue, you know, to a minimum, sure. But having her not say anything and just move, like, I don't know, it just looks so stupid. This is one problem that I have with, you know, Xenoblade Chronicles X. That was a game I decided to try out. And one thing that really pissed me off about that game was that you create your own character, right? You create your own character, give him a look and everything. You even choose which voice you want him to have. And yet when you play the fucking game, he's a damn mute, doesn't even talk. And I'm like, that is so fucking stupid. Like during the cutscenes, he says nothing. And you just choose, you know, what you want him to say, but he doesn't actually say it. The voice actor, it just remains quiet. And he just does like a little gesture or whatever with his hand. And that's it. I'm like, that is so fucking stupid. What's the point in making us, you know, giving us the option to choose, you know, what his voice is going to sound like if he's not even actually going to say anything? So, you know, that kind of made me dislike the game and not want to, you know, continue playing it. I played a little bit of it and I was just like, the gameplay sucks. It's not my cup of tea. I mean, you're not even controlling the character. Like when you're hitting buttons, you're not doing attacks or anything. It's more like, it's almost turn-based, but like a live action turn-based where it's really stupid. I hate that. I hate the way that game plays. Anyways, enough of that. I'm just letting you guys know. I'm getting sick and tired of because you know I want to see my character who I'm playing as talk, not act like a freaking mute. So, especially in the game where you create your own character, I created my own character. I want to see him freaking talk and interact with everybody else, not be a damn mute. It makes me feel like I'm not even a part of the game, almost, you know? But, yeah, as far as Samus Aran goes, yeah, I wish they'd give her some damn dialogue. She does have a voice because, you know, whenever she gets hurt, she grunts, she squeals, she screams whenever she dies. She just doesn't really say words, and I just find that to be very annoying. But overall, the gameplay is great. It's fun. Nothing amazing, nothing groundbreaking, nothing that's going to blow your mind away. The psychic abilities do have some fun use to them. Again, it hasn't been anything like groundbreaking or revolutionary, for that matter. Visuals look beautiful. Artwork is great. Level designs are great. So far, this is a great game. It's a really great game. And I would highly recommend it even to people who are still on the fence about it. Look, I was extremely critical of this game. Let me just remind you guys of that. I was extremely critical, extremely angry with, you know, the lack of content and everything else. But I'm enjoying it so far. So if you're one of these guys that, you know, you're just like on the fence about it, it's definitely a game worth getting. It's definitely a game worth picking up and playing. All right. Is it as fun as Kirby Air Riders or Donkey Kong Bonanza? No. Not yet, not so far, but it's still a great, fun game to play. no doubt about it. So anyways, just wanted to make that quick video, let you guys know how I feel about the game so far. I want to hear from you guys. I'm sure there's some of you guys really enjoy the game because I see a lot of you guys playing it every time I go on to play my games on the Switch too. I see a lot of you guys playing this game. So let me know what y'all think. Let me know how far into the game you've gotten, like how many hours or so, or how close you are to finishing it. Yeah, what are the things you like most about the game? What are the things you like least about it? Do you hope for a fifth game, which they might make? Do you think there's going to be a Metroid Prime 5? And if so, what do you think they need to do to really sell people on that game? What do you think they should do to improve upon Metroid Prime as a series? Let me know all of that stuff. Let me know how much you like it. Don't forget to like this video. Don't forget to comment, subscribe if you're not subscribed already. I don't care if you didn't like the video. Just do it anyways. And with that being said, I will talk to you guys later. You all have a good one.